What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this Tuesday morning, ladies and gentlemen? We're here to watch the press conference of our new general manager, Monti Ossenfort. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be streaming live, watching this together as a watch party, and I will not talk between it. I promise you I will not be talking, but we're all going to be watching it together. If you do want to come in here and hang out, right, there's going to be an active chat right here within everybody. If you guys are, interested in talking amongst each other, if not, no worries. This is also being streamed on the Arizona Cardinals YouTube channel as well. If you just want to listen to it there and you don't want to see, my little square onto the side, that's completely up to your decision. But there is going to be a press conference for Monti Ossenfort here pretty soon within the next 9 minutes, which we will be streaming live. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate everybody for being here. Thanks for rocking with me. We got King, J-Rod, Victor, Shocker, Trash Boat, Insta, Scooby-Doo, Illadre. What's up, everybody? Appreciate everybody for being here. We are going to be streaming this press conference live. You heard it here. Yes, we are going to be streaming this press conference live. For the moment it starts, we're going to be putting it here on the stream. We're going to be watching it together. I will not be talking. We'll be basically watching it, and then we're going to have an active chat because I ended up going onto the Arizona Cardinals YouTube page, and the chat is not active for some darn reason. I don't get it why it's not active, but if you want to watch it here with Cardinal fans, you're more than willing to do that. I appreciate y'all. What's up, everybody? Appreciate you for being here. This is my new account. What's up, Higher Champagne? Appreciate you for being here, man. What's going on, everybody? What's up, Alex? Jerry? The Red Sea rises. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you for being here. This thing is about to be starting in about the next 8 minutes or so. I got my water here, which I'm going to try to stay as hydrated as I possibly can. And obviously, once we hear it, once we hear his press conference, we'll be able to talk about it in detail and what you saw, what you liked, what you didn't like, that type of stuff. So this is just an opportunity for all of us to kind of, watch it together as Cardinal fans, right? I do realize that the Arizona Cardinals fan page, or right now they have like 88 people right there waiting for it to start. And right now we're rocking with 63 people in here right now. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate it. We got Ian, AJ, Michael. What's up, Michael E? What's up, brother? Appreciate you for being here. This is going to be starting up pretty soon, so I'll be sharing my screen right now within the next couple minutes. But this is set to start at 10 a.m. Arizona time. So just FYI, this is going to be starting within the next 7 minutes. But I will be sharing my screen pretty soon, so we can go ahead and rock and roll and watch this, introductory conference from Monti Ossenfort. Now, just real quick for the people that are going to stay here, if you guys can do me a huge solid, if people do super chat, I am not going to talk during the press conference. I will put it up on the screen, just FYI. If you want to get your comment pinned on the show, once the press conference is going on, I will not talk, but if you do super chat, I will put it up on the screen for very minimal, and then we'll talk about your super chats later. So just FYI, right? I'm not trying to ignore you, but I think right now the most important thing is to kind of listen into our general manager, our new general manager, and see what he says for, towards the media. So I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. Let's take a look here. We're going to be starting up here pretty soon. I'm going to be sharing my screen. All right, let's rock and roll. Yeah, we got 76 people in here right now. Let's go. 76 people. And then in the Arizona Cardinals, there's 97. Yo, we're so close to hitting that. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, let's do this. Let's share my screen. And let's see if we can get this to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. So just FYI, A reminder, if you guys super chat and the press conference is going on, I will not talk during the press conference. I will put it up on the screen a little bit and then we can dive into your super chat later. I'm not going to ignore you, but the most important thing right now is listening into this press conference. Just FYI, okay? I will not be talking during this press conference. Let's go ahead and share my screen here real quick. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let's rock and roll. I'm stoked. Can we get some fire emojis in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen? Can we get some fire emojis in the comments below? I'm stoked. All right, let's go and share my screen. All right, perfect. All right, y'all should be seeing my screen. How do I make this bigger? 1 second, y'all. All right, I'm going to share my screen again here pretty soon. I'm just going to try to see if I can make it bigger. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you. Fire it up. Fire it up. New era of the Arizona Cardinals starting up here pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. New era of the Arizona Cardinals starting up here pretty soon. I'm stoked. This man right here, going to change it. He's going to change it for us all. Okay. So I think because we're waiting for it to start, that's the reason why it's not allowing me to expand it. Okay. So once it actually starts, we'll get rocking and rolling, ladies and gentlemen. There's 117 people waiting for this live stream, and right now we're chilling with 98 people. Gotta love it, y'all. Gotta love it. That's the Bird Gang right there, man. That's the Bird Gang. Appreciate y'all for walking with me right now. Once this starts up, I promise I will be sharing my screen here pretty soon, and then we'll be rocking and rolling and listening into what our new general manager has to say, Monti Ossenfort. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Somebody says, let's go Brian Flores. I'm not sure about that one, man. I'm not sure about that one. Okay. How's everybody's morning? What are you guys doing right now? What's happening? Is anybody at work? Is anybody at school? What's everybody doing before we're waiting for this to start up? How's everybody doing right now on this beautiful, beautiful, what is it, Tuesday morning? How's everybody doing? Doing laundry, taking care of your kids? How are you guys doing? Also subscribe to, this is your first time here, subscribe it up. Subscribe it up. Once this starts, I promise I'm going to be sharing my screen. Once this starts, I'm going to be cooking breakfast. Love it. Love it. Working on the toilet. My guy over here, Manny. I'm working, eating. Nice. Thinking about the Sean. Yeah, I agree with that. Sean Payton announcement. Soon, man. Soon. Yeah, honestly, I woke up today and I'm like, today's a good day. You know, I was literally going to tweet yesterday. I was going to say, man, today would be feel like a good day to hire a GM. And for some reason, I didn't tweet that. And then, of course, I feel stupid for not tweeting it because, man, that would be amazing for me to call that again. Couldn't work because it rained. Taking it, right? Home's nice. Okay, we're going to be starting up here pretty soon. Once this Arizona Cardinals stream starts up, ladies and gentlemen, I promise we're going to start this up here pretty soon. Is it starting? Give me a second, y'all. Oh, okay, it's starting. All right, 1 second. Let me share my screen. 1 second. All right, y'all. We're about to start here pretty soon. Let's take that off. Share my screen. Okay, it's not starting technically, but I'm still going to share my screen is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Can everybody see it? Can everybody see this? So once this goes on, ladies and gentlemen, no super chats will be read. No super chats will be read, ladies and gentlemen. Just FYI. If you super chat, I appreciate the contribution, but I will not talk during this press conference. You hear me? Hear me well. I will not talk during this press conference. I'm not trying to ignore you, but I think this is the most important thing right now that we have to kind of focus on right now, okay? So I appreciate the super chats, but I'm not going to be reading them or talking during this press conference. All right, a couple of minutes is going to be starting back up here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for walking with me, by the way. Right now, we're sitting with over 11,000 subscribers, and that's because every single one of you guys rocking with me. I appreciate you guys. If you guys can do me a huge favor, smack the like button. We should hopefully have over 100 likes. I appreciate you guys for doing so if you can. Smack it up. All right, we're waiting still. We're still waiting. He's going to bring it home for us. I hope so. Trust the process, man. We got to trust the process. I'm stoked. 111 people in here right now, and it's only going to get bigger. Trust me when I say that. It's only going to get bigger. So I appreciate y'all for walking. Definitely subscribe and smack the like button, y'all. Smack it up. Oh, we even have Facebook people here. What's up, Facebook? Appreciate you guys for being here. We're going to watch this as a BirdGang. We're going to watch this as an Arizona Cardinal fan base. Also, subscribe too. If this is your first time here, subscribe it up. We're on the road to 12K. Subscribe it up, y'all. Trust the process. Absolutely. Smack up the like button. Put your post notification bell on. And like the video, please. Louisiana in the house. New Uni's announcement. Love it. How long has the AZ media left the screen like this? Honestly, it could take a bit. So it's 10 a.m. right now, but it's still showing live. So like they do this sometimes where it can actually take a lot longer than we think. But once we post this video here, I will be putting like a bookmark on when the actual press conference starts because the Arizona Cardinals love to do this. I don't know why. They just take forever. I don't get it. Subscribe and join the family. Subscribe it up and join the family, y'all. This thing's about to start up here pretty soon. It's already 10 a.m. Cardinal fan from London. Love it. Appreciate you, Aussie. Appreciate you guys for being here. All right. It hasn't started yet. 1 second, y'all. I'm just going to confirm. I'm going to go into YouTube here right now and just making sure that it didn't start yet. Yeah, I don't think it started yet. 1 second, everybody. Yeah, it hasn't started yet, everybody. Just FYI. I got y'all. 147 in the house. What's up, y'all? Let's go. Let's go. Smack up that like button, y'all. Smack it up. 147 in the house, and we're just waiting for our new coach to come through. 43 likes? You got to be kidding me. Over 100 people right now and 43 likes? What's up, y'all? Let's go. Let's run this up. Smack up that like button. Come on, Monty. Come out. Come out, wherever you are, Monty. Smack up that like button, y'all. Let's rock. Who's stoked? Can we get some fire emojis in the comments below, y'all? I'm stoked, y'all. And happy 11K to this channel here, by the way. Thank you, everybody, for rocking. Happy 11K. Can't believe we hit 11K. It's absolutely amazing. Subscribe it up. Join the family. Join the family. Smack the like button. Fire emoji. All of it. Come on, Monty. Come out. Oh, this is taking a while. Why is this taking so long? We want Monty. Absolutely. I want Monty too. If you guys super chat, I will not be talking during this press conference, ladies and gentlemen. If you super chat, I will not be talking during this press conference, just FYI. But it gives you the option to talk amongst everybody on the chat. They ended it, rescheduled. Don't lie. Did they really? Don't lie, y'all. Don't lie. This thing hasn't started yet. They ended it, rescheduled it. Well, I mean, wouldn't it show us here if they rescheduled it? Because right now it still shows me on live. Yeah, they didn't do it. Man, y'all tripping out here, man. Y'all here tripping. That's cap. Don't worry. It's going to start. I know it's going to start. Appreciate you, Aussie. Yeah. People out here set tripping, man. Happy 11K, ladies and gentlemen. 167 people. Happy 11K. Keep subscribing. Join the family, y'all. Trust me. This is absolutely a good start. I 100% agree. All right. Right now, I am live. Yes, I'm still live. Okay, perfect. So it's going to be starting up here pretty soon. At least 12:05 maybe. I mean, yeah, your guess is as good as mine, dude. I will not be talking during this press conference, just FYI. Get your super chats in now if you want. But right now, just talk amongst everybody because I'm not going to be talking during this press conference. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been excited too. It's been a very, very long time since I've been excited as well. 100K by next year? Sheesh. It's starting. It's starting. It's starting. I'm going to turn this mic over. Yo. All right. So far right now we see empty desks with two awesome Cardinal hats or helmets. Let's go Cardinals. Fire emoji. Let's go. Subscribe it up. Join the family. We just gained like another like 5 or 6 subscribers. So I appreciate y'all new subscribers out there. When this does start, let me know if you can hear it though. Let me take my logo. No, actually the logo is not a big deal. I'll leave it there. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. Who's excited? Come on, Monti Ossenfort. Come out. Come out, brother. We should have known that this was going to be a very anticlimactic type of thing, right? Where they take forever to come through. We should have known this as Cardinal fans, y'all. We should know this. Dang, this is taking forever. Dude, if Monty comes out in Stone Cold Steve Austin theme song, that would be the cat's pajamas, man. That would be the bee's knees. Come on, y'all. We'll talk about it as well too. We'll talk about it a little later on, like how this press conference went and stuff like that. I just want to get like live reactions from everybody and see how they feel. Hit the like button, absolutely. Here we go, first super chat of the day. There you go. Get your super chats in now, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not going to talk during this press conference. Jason says new culture change. I'm excited, Mike. Facts, bro. Start it.
Good morning, everyone. 1 week ago, I told you that I had a great sense of urgency to begin looking at the new leaders of our organization. We made some big changes to the organization a week or so ago. I wanted to have that sense of urgency, but also do our due diligence and make sure that we had a thoughtful, informed process. And we've done that. As we've gone through the process, we've spoken to 7 different candidates, 3 of them internal, 4 of them external. The 3 internal are Adrian Wilson, Quentin Harris, and Matt Harris, as well as the external candidates were Jerry Reese, Monty, of course, Ian Cunningham, and Joe Ortiz. All these candidates had excellent backgrounds, impressive resumes, and had a vision for the organization. But as we went through the process, and the whole process, it became clear that Monti Ossenfort had the combination of a well-defined vision, a work ethic, character, the background and experience, and being with 2 great organizations, the New England Patriots as well as the Tennessee Titans, in evolving roles and playing key roles in those organizations. And it became apparent that all of the combination of those things, that Monty was going to be the best fit for us with his well-defined vision of turning this organization around on the field and assisting us identifying our new head coach, which we will embark on in the matter of days. And so it is my great pleasure to introduce Monti Ossenfort, our general manager of the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, thank you, Michael. I sit up here honored, humbled, and extremely motivated about this opportunity. I've been working 22 years to get to this point, and I do not take it lightly of the opportunity that's presented before me. I come into a situation where this is a family-run business, and just a few moments ago, Michael introduced me to his siblings, Tim and Nicole, and I know how important this organization is being my last two organizations I was with were family-run businesses, and this one is too. And I'm excited to play a part in forming the vision as we move forward. When this process started a little over a week ago, and I started my conversations with Michael, I felt we had a connection pretty immediately. The conversation was easy. The goals were definitely the same, and we're continuing to work on the vision for what we see this organization becoming. I look forward to working alongside Michael, and as he mentioned, a big step in that is finding our new head coach, and together with Michael and myself and the new head coach and everyone else in this organization, we're going to strive to find a collaborative environment where we are completely aligned in the football structure that we're going to put before this organization. I want to thank a couple people because I owe a lot to a lot of people around the country. I want to start with the Titans organization and Miss Amy Adams-Strunk, Kenneth Adams, and Barclay Adams. I wasn't there long, but it was clear to me what type of person Miss Amy is and the investment that she's made in her organization. And I benefited greatly from my time there. To Coach Vrabel, the rest of the coaching staff, the scouting staff, I formed connections there. I learned a lot. I grew a lot. I saw a different way of doing things that I had not seen before. And it's only going to help me as I move forward here with the Cardinals. To the people in the Patriots organization, Mr. Kraft, Jonathan, and Dan Kraft, and the rest of the Kraft family. That was a firsthand look at what it means to be a first-class organization, the success we had there, 4 Super Bowl wins, made it to 3 others, countless numbers of division titles. It was an experience that really has shaped the foundation of who I am. To Coach Belichick, every day going to work was a masterclass education of how to build a football roster and how to build a winning organization. There are core beliefs that I believe that I will take from there, as I will take from every step along my way, that I plan to bring here and put my own spin on it and make it the Cardinal way. I've been overwhelmed here these last 16 hours with all friends, family, colleagues, people from around the country reaching out to me. And it's been humbling, and I promise I will get back to you all. It's going to take some time, but it has been humbling to say the least. I'm from a small town in Minnesota, and I grew up in a town with 2 stoplights. And the fact that I'm here sitting before you, I sometimes have to pinch myself and wake up. This is unbelievable, and I can't wait to take this next step with you guys. A couple people specifically I want to point out. My parents, Roger and Diane, they are, I hope, home, have figured out how to run ArizonaCardinals.com. If not, the link will be sent to them. They are everything to me. They are guideposts in my life. They are my mentors. They are my examples. And they are everything I strive to be in life. So I cannot thank them enough. And finally, to the crew sitting down here in front of you guys, my wife Shannon and my 3 daughters, Emery, Finley, and Landry. They have been with me every step of the way, and we have bounced them around, moved them a couple different places. My wife is amazing. My daughters are the best, and I can't wait to take this next step in our journey. I'm excited to embark on this next stage in Cardinals football. We're going to focus on a completely unified message across the general manager, the head coach, and ownership to what exactly we want to be as a football organization. We're going to institute a thorough and exhaustive scouting process. We are going to turn over every stone to find the right players for this team. We are not just collecting talent, we're going to build a team. We're going to look for the right type of players. Ego will not be tolerated in this organization. We are going to look for focused, driven, and people that are willing to put the team first at every step of the way. Hey, no one here is happy about the results of last year, but it's not too long ago that this team was in very good position. I was witness to it firsthand 2 years ago when this organization came into Tennessee in Nissan Stadium and ran all over us. And that's what we're going to get back to. Our goal here is to win, to build a team that can win the NFC West, to advance in the playoffs, and ultimately for everyone in this organization to enjoy in what it feels like to hold that Lombardi trophy. Again, I want to say thank you to Michael and the rest of the Bidwell family. I cannot be more excited about this opportunity, and I look forward to answering any questions that you guys may have. Thank you for this opportunity.
Arizona Republic.
Hey, Bob,
Monty,
nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. Can you talk about how you're going to develop and build your scouting staff? Do you retain people you have here? Do you add? How much will you change the staff itself?
Well, I think more importantly, I think we're going to change the process. And I think that's what we're going to focus in on initially. There's going to be things that I don't know what was done here previously. I have a system that I believe in, and that's where we're going to focus our time and attention, and how we go about scouting players and what we're looking for specifically. First, we have to define what we're looking for, and then we're going to turn over every rock that we can to build this roster. In terms of the people that are here, I know some of the people. I don't know others. I am fresh off the plane last night. I think there's a lot of evaluation that has to go across all levels of the football organization, and we'll cross that bridge. But I think most importantly about it is the processes and the systems in place for evaluating those players.
Monty, Darren Urban from azcardinals.com. Yes,
Yeah,
Darren.
nice to meet you, Darren.
Nice to meet you. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of focus on Kyler Murray's rehab and where he is. What are your thoughts on Kyler as a quarterback and also maneuvering through the beginning part of a season potentially without your starting quarterback?
Yeah. Well, I think the first order of business there is Kyler's got to get healthy, and we want to do everything in our power to help him get healthy. We want to see him out on the field. I'll go back to that game 2 years ago in Nissan. I've seen what a healthy Kyler can do. I did a lot of work on Kyler coming out of Oklahoma. I know that he is extremely talented with both his legs and his arm. And so, yeah, that does represent a challenge for us. We'll be ready for it. But the first order of business is getting Kyler healthy and helping him in whatever manner that is possible.
Hey, Monty. Mark McClune, 3TV, CBS 5.
Mark?
Yep,
Nice
welcome
to
to
meet you,
town.
Mark. Yep.
Hey, you mentioned your masterclass, your time with the Patriots. What were some of those championship traits that you can take from your time there, what that organization looked like, and bring to Arizona?
Yeah, and I think the big thing on that is a complete organizational alignment in what exactly it is that we're trying to do. And that goes through all levels of football operations. That's a clear definition of not only what we're looking for in players, but what we're looking for in staff, what is asked of each individual person, what their role contributes to us winning games. And that permeates all levels of the organization. If your job is to catch touchdown passes, or if your job is to tape ankles, or to scout players, or to prepare the food, every job is important, and getting everybody on the same page, moving in those directions, moving in that direction is the key of what I believe was a huge part of those successful New England teams.
Richard Sines, Fox 10.
Hey, Richard.
You talked about your first order of business will be hiring a head coach. What is it that you're looking for in a head coach to lead your team?
Well, I think there's a lot of important characteristics there. And I think the key is that we find the head coach that is right for this team. There's many ways of doing things. And I think finding a head coach that aligns with the way I see building a team, the way Michael sees building an organization. And then I think there's the specifics in terms of leadership in developing players and coaches, in being a teacher of fundamentals, details, and techniques. Those are all things. And this is not we're trying to build a sustainable program here. This is not a short-term fix. So we want a coach that sees the big picture and understands that we're not happy with just the results of 2023. We're building this for extended championship teams as we move forward.
For Monty and Michael, actually, going back to the coach thing, Michael, you obviously said you had some urgency to get this whole process started. So where do you stand with your urgency in terms of the coach? I mean, is this something that will happen quickly now that Monty's here, or how do you guys see that timeline?
I do see it, that we're going to start on it right away. And I can confirm that we're going to be interviewing Vance Joseph, that is scheduled. And so we're going to be talking to Vance. And also, I use the phrase casting a wide net. We will be casting a wide net. We have put out some requests for permission for some of the coaches that are in the playoffs and then with NFL teams. So we're going to cast a wide net, and I look forward to going through that process with Monty by my side. He's as he said, he took a master's class for every day for a number of seasons, more than a decade at New England. But also, I think it's going to be very important. The mindset, and this really struck me during the interview with Monty, is that he said everything in the football operation is going to be geared toward and aimed at winning football games. And that's speaking my language. I think it's speaking the language of our fans. And that's what has me so excited about Monty. So I look forward to having those interviews, talking with Vance and others about, this opportunity moving forward, and finding a right coach, the best option for the Cardinals, who's going to be that right fit and moving forward. And I think, as Monty acknowledged, this can be a quick turnaround, but we're really building this for the long-term sustained success year in and year out. And I told every candidate, my view is we have to build the organization that can win the NFC West, because we've done that. We've earned ourselves a home playoff game, and then we've got to get hot in January and February. And so that's what we really got to be focused on. And so I look forward to starting that process in the coming days and getting after it.
Hi, Monty. I'm Josh Weinfuss with
Hi, Josh.
ESPN. What was the most attractive part of this job that intrigued you to come here?
Yeah. Well, I think it began with my first conversation with Michael. As I alluded to earlier, it was a easy conversation. It was a informative conversation. It was a focused conversation. I think both of us feel an urgency to get moving in the right direction. And I've seen success here, and I've seen things that have worked, and I see a lot of the same pieces that are in place here, and a lot of opportunity for us to move forward and get things going in the right direction, knowing that there's work to be done. But really, from my first conversation with Michael, I was immediately attracted to this job.
Can you hear me okay? Okay.
I got you now. Yeah.
Jose Romero, Arizona Republic. Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. How would you characterize your working relationship with Bill Belichick and Mike Vrabel in your time with those coaches?
Yeah, I had a very good working relationship with both of them very different, both of them very unique personalities. I've seen the importance of having a direct communication with the coach, the personnel department working hand in hand with the coaching staff to not only define what it is, the type of players that we're looking for from a schematic standpoint, but then also for the personnel staff to help the coaching staff understand what is out there. We would love to have 22 all-pro starters, but unfortunately, Michael, I don't think we're going to quite get there.
I'll talk to the commissioner about changing the rules so we can get more advantage through the draft.
Right.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
Right. But I think seeing those relationships, my relationship with Coach Belichick, my relationship with Coach Vrabel these last few years, seeing how that traditional GM head coach relationship worked, I think that was beneficial for me to see, and just the daily interaction of what a coach deals with on a day-to-day basis. It's different than what a GM or a personnel person deals with, and having that ability to bounce ideas off each other and know what the hot button issues are as you go through a week. Those were valuable lessons that I learned.
I'm Monty, Nick King
Hey, Nick.
from 3TV CBS 5.
Nice to meet you.
You mentioned this is something you've been working for 22 years. Was it always a dream to be a general manager? And was there a certain point where you felt like, I'm ready for this?
Um, yes, I mean, I think anyone that gets into this line of work, this is the ultimate goal. This is it's a tough industry, and it's highly competitive, and it's hard to win a game on Sundays. And that's why this is the toughest league in the entire world, and that's why it's challenging, it's addictive, and that's why people keep coming back. Um, you know, to say, are you ready? I've never been a general manager. I haven't. I'm excited for the opportunity. I feel like the experiences that I've had at the 3 organizations that I've been with, I'm going to take pieces from each of those organizations, things that I've learned, things that I liked, processes that I'll keep, but I'm also going to put my own spin on them. This is not a wash, rinse, and repeat of someplace else. What works in one building is not just easily transferable to another building, but there are foundational elements that can be taken from each of those buildings and has helped form who I am. And that's what I'm going to come. And that's the pitch that I gave to Michael, that what I believe in. And that's what I'm going to bring here to this organization as we continue our operation, our move to make the football operations the way we want them to run.
Monty, Greg Moore.
Hey, Greg.
Good to meet you, man. Arizona Republic, welcome to town.
Thank you very
Welcome
much.
to your family.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Congratulations on the job, really.
They're excited.
I'm curious about your commitment to diversity and making sure that there are minority candidates who are prepared for jobs such as this and prepared for head coaching jobs, and how you value that, and just your thoughts about diversity and your commitment to it.
I think diversity is a huge importance of this organization. I think getting different viewpoints from whether it's race or experience, that makes us all better. And this is going to be listen, I'm not coming in here saying that I have all the answers and it's my way or the highway. I have processes and systems that I believe in, but I need help, and I need help from people that are here. I need help from people that, like the head coach, that may not be here yet. And so those are all important characteristics of how I feel an organization should run. And as to your point about the development, one big thing that we talked about this past week was the importance of, on the personnel side and the coaching side, of developing not only our scouts, but developing coaches. Because inevitably, when we have success here, people are going to come looking for our people, because we're going to do things the right way, and people are going to recognize that, and we're going to lose people. And so the importance of having our next group of people to step into those roles, we can't overestimate the importance of that. And so we are definitely going to focus on diversity and development, and that's going to be a hallmark of this program.
Sure. As you know, we are committed to diversity, and I think we've got a diverse group of employees today. We are committed to looking with an open mind and finding our new head coach, and that's what we'll do.
Hey, Monty. Tyler Drake with Arizona
Hi, Tyler.
Sports, 98.7. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Outside of finding the next head coach, what's some of the more immediate goals you want to accomplish in the early, being GM?
I'd love somebody to just leave a trail of breadcrumbs so I can know my way around the building. That would probably be the most immediate. I am still just trying to get my bearings, quite honestly. But I think some immediate goals are, I want to meet as many people, reach out and touch as many people as I can in this organization. I've had people reach out to me and tell me about a number of people that are here. I can't wait to meet them myself. I want to get caught up to speed with where things are in different areas of our football operations. And there's some things that I want to put my spin on as well. Obviously, the all-star game process is starting for the college draft, where free agency is around the corner, the coaching search, obviously. So there's a lot of things going, but as long as I can get up and back to my office, that'd be a good start on the day.
Hi, Monty. Paul Calvisi, Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, there you go. Yep, thank you.
With 30 plus pending free agents, what sort of challenge is that? And can you elaborate when you say ego will not be tolerated? What do you mean by that?
Well, there's one goal here. It's to win. Okay. There's no putting personal interests in front of the team. I was told once the definition mental toughness is putting the team in front of something that maybe would have been better personally for me. So that to me is the type of players that we're looking for. In regards to your question about the number of unrestricted free agency, that's absolutely a process that we have to get going. I've started my process of evaluating the roster. I need to do more, and that's something that is a priority for me. And we will continue to do that. And I think between unrestricted free agency and the draft and trades and roster cut down, there are numerous ways for us to build this roster, and we were going to investigate every single possible one of those, with unrestricted free agency being one of those.
Hey, Monty, this is a question for both of you, actually. Michael, you told us last week you were going to talk to some of the leaders on the team and ask them what they thought the team either needed or what was lacking. Can you tell us what you found out? And I wanted to know if the ego question is related to, or the ego statement rather, is related to what you found out from the players?
I think it is related, and it was described in a different way. It was accountability. We need more accountability. And that is something that Monty and I talked about. And it's clear that that's going to be an emphasis here. And that's what he just described, is setting ego aside. And it's all about accountability to the team. So I think it's absolutely related. It's absolutely something our players are interested in. And that was something I had in my mind when I was evaluating what a great talent evaluator Monty is, what a great leader is, what his work ethic and passion is around winning football. So that was something very important to me, and our players' input was very, had its impact. I mean, I knew that, but it was also good to see and hear that from our players, and then see that that's exactly what Monti Ossenfort is about.
You know, before I walked in here, I had a chance to chat to Buda Baker, and a little story about Buda is when I came for my interview. In the conference room where we sat down and spoke, there was a picture of Buda on the wall, and I was the only one in the room, and the interview hadn't got started yet. And I distinctly remember I was with the Patriots at the time, and Buda came in. We interviewed Buda at the Combine for our 20-minute interview. And after the end of that 20-minute interview, I think I was ready to run through a brick wall for Buda Baker. And I just relayed that story to him. And Buda Baker, and there's other leaders on this team as well, but Buda Baker represents everything that we want this organization to be. And I am excited to be on a team with him.
Hey, Monty, Bo Brock, PHNX Sports.
Hey, Bo.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Probably don't have a whole lot of experience picking third overall. I'm sure you're excited about it. Working in New England for 15 years. What's going to be your approach to that pick?
Well, it's an exciting. I hope we don't pick third overall again. That's for one. The benefit is that we're going to be ready to pick a premium player that's going to be able to come in here and have an impact on our team. That's the benefit. The other benefit is there could be calls on that pick, and we're going to operate at every step along the way. We're going to do what's best for the team. And so if we get a chance to drop back and pick up additional picks that'll help build the team, we're going to entertain that. But we're in a great position, and I would say the same for the every pick of that round. There's going to be action. The phone rings in the draft. The phone will ring, and we'll be ready to take a good player, and we'll be ready to listen to offers too. So we're in a great position with that pick.
Monty, Cameron Cox, 12 News. Welcome
Cameron,
to the
nice to
Valley,
meet you.
sir. Nothing like asking the new GM personnel questions on day one of the job, but just because it's been out there. Michael, and you can comment on this too as well, but what's the future hold for DeAndre Hopkins here? There seems to be some reports out there maybe that he could be traded. Any comment from you two on his future with the team?
You know, we talked about a number of things, but those are some of the things that he's gonna be evaluating. And so as he said, he's only been in the building a few hours. He's doesn't even know his way around. So I think he'll be working on that in the coming weeks, and I'm sure we'll talk about that more.
Hey, Monty, Craig Fouey, ABC.
Hey, Craig, nice to meet you.
Hey, why the Cardinals? I mean, a team coming off 4 wins, no head coach, a quarterback with an ACL tear, as Paul said earlier, over 30 free agents. Why was this your choice?
Because I believe it represents a lot of opportunity. And I think there are pieces in place here that we can work with, that we can improve, that we continue moving in the right direction. Michael was a huge part of why the Cardinals. My discussions with him and the rest of his team, meeting with the other people that I met with in the organization. And I think there's a ton of opportunity here. And I think when we get the right head coach in place and we get our vision aligned, I think there's an opportunity for us to grow here.
Monty, when it comes to what you might look for in a head coach, I know Michael had previously said it didn't matter if it was a CEO or a play caller or offense defense, but how much does the Kyler Murray part of it figure into that, whether it's the head coach himself or what staff he might be bringing?
Listen, we're looking for a head coach that can lead this entire organization. We're looking for a head coach that can develop all the players, and Kyler being a big part of that. So we want a coach that we want the right coach, and whether that's an offensive coach or a defensive coach, it frankly doesn't matter. We want the best coach. And when we have a plan for what we are going to be as an organization, we're going to develop our players and we're going to put them in the best position to make us successful and ultimately win.
I'm Monty. Doug Howler with The Athletic.
Hey, Doug. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. A couple background questions. You mentioned your parents. What did they do for a living as you were growing up? And then also, after your playing days in Minnesota, did you know right away that you wanted to get involved in professional football?
All right. So my mom growing up, she ran her own business. She cleaned houses around our little town of 4,500 people. And my father started working in the meatpacking industry the day after he graduated high school. And for north of 45 years, worked himself up, moved his family around to a couple different spots and rose up in his company and ended up being a superintendent of his plant. The second part of your question? Yeah. Little bit of a twisted path, but I knew that this was, I didn't know that the personnel, I knew there was a coaching route and there was a personnel route. I was fortunate enough to land an opportunity. And once I got my first taste of it, I knew this is what I wanted to do.
You should tell them what you were thinking about doing before getting the call.
So after my first job in the NFL with the Houston Texans back in 2002, there was not a job available for me in Houston. And I had an opportunity to interview for a couple jobs around the league. I didn't get them. And so I was living in my parents' basement with 2 undergraduate degrees, 2 graduate degrees. I'm sure they were thrilled with all the money they spent on that great education. And I was actually sitting in a bookstore in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where people from Laverne would go to find some civilization. And I was sitting with a book in my hand, reading about what it would take to become an FBI agent. And I was sitting there, and I had the book in my hand, and my cell phone rang, and it was Scott Pioli at the Patriots, and he offered me a chance to come out and interview, and it was a phone call that changed my life. I would have been a bad FBI agent.
I've heard you talk a couple of times about, details, and it seems to me that you're a detail-oriented guy. Could you talk to me about the importance of making sure all the little things are right?
The little things make all the difference, because the little things stack and stack and stack and lead to the big things. And so as that pertains to our roster building process, this is going to be an extensive process, and it's going to start over a year in advance of the next year's draft. And there's going to be checkpoints along the way that we are going to use traditional scouting methods. We are going to use analytical scouting methods, and we are going to, every step of the way, check our work, make sure we're not missing something, and continue to add competition to this roster at every opportunity that we have during the league year.
Hi, Monty. Joe McHugh, Glendale Star.
Hey, Joe.
So, you're basically walking into a blank canvas here, with the third overall pick, lots of draft capital, cap space, and an opportunity at a new head coach. So, how excited are you to, hit the ground running and, make some progress early on?
When Michael called yesterday and offered me the job, I said, when can we get started? I'm extremely excited. I've already had some good conversations this morning with some of the people here. I'm excited to have some more this evening, and I can't wait to get everybody on the same page with my vision and our vision and all of our visions of how we see this thing going forward.
I'm Monty. Jody Ayler with Fox Sports
Hey, Joe.
910.
Nice to meet you.
Patriots unprecedented success on the field. You were part of 4 championships there. You mentioned the Patriot way, mixed bag of exporting the Patriot way. You also mentioned putting your own spin on what you've learned from there, Tennessee, and everywhere. Could you articulate a little bit more about what your spin, what you have imagined doing if you were in this very spot you're in right now?
Sure. There's processes that I believe in. There's systems in terms of how we evaluate players. I would say there's systems in place how we value players in terms of a monetary component. And I think overall is just a general overall feel of the building on how the building works. And I think that's an important component. I think having everyone on the same page in terms of knowing their role and knowing how their job contributes to us having success is of utmost importance. And so how I present that and how the processes and some of the things that we do along the way may be similar to the places that I've been in the past, but the way I do it and the way I ask people to go about their work, I believe that's where my spin comes into play.
Gentlemen, thank you. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's get the mic back up in here, rolling, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? How are you guys feeling about Monti Ossenfort, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know here in the chat below. Honestly, I'm excited, right? I'm excited to obviously, dive right into this, talk about the big key takeaways that we ended up hearing. And we heard a lot, right? We heard a lot of stuff here for the Arizona Cardinals kind of moving forward. Now, big shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat right now. We got over 300 people here right now. If you guys can all do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe. Subscribe to the Arizona Sports Fan here on YouTube. We're on the road to 12K, so definitely go ahead and subscribe it up if you love the content or Cardinals content. But yeah, let's talk about this here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited, right? Now, I know some people in the chat here were very, very, negative Nancy. Now, that's my job, right? That's my job to be negative Nancy here on my end here. Now, here's the truth of the nature. This man has never been a GM, but neither has Steve Keim. And I could almost assure you that most people that have been hired in this position have never been a GM before. Most part. I mean, some of them actually have, right? But it's actually better that way, at least in my mind. It's better that way because if you truly think about it, if they're so stuck in their ways of being a GM before, my way or the highway, then truly, I mean, we're not going to really go anywhere because it's always going to be their vision. This position is very, very important for you to leverage everybody within that building. That's what this position's about. It's about networking. It's about knowing your stuff. It's about knowing numbers. It's about knowing everything that's going on within that locker room. And a few things that I heard here on my end was that we are going to try to bring the right people in, right? No ego will be tolerated here. We're going to be bringing the right players in. And right there, that's absolutely huge. That's absolutely huge. Now, right, as of right now, we've heard multiple press conferences, right? As Arizona Cardinal fans, we're fully aware of, people coming out here and giving us all the goods in the beginning, right? We're aware of that, right? We're aware of what it goes through. But honestly, hearing that situation, that there will be no egos tolerated, I freaking love it. Oh, I absolutely love it, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. Now, is this going to be a situation where, I saw people in the chat saying, oh, this is a shot towards Kyler. I mean, who knows, right? We don't truly know. Let's allow the season to unfold to see exactly how this is going to come out to be. But that's one thing that really stuck out to me. We're bringing in the right people that actually want to win. And there will be no ego tolerated. That is fan-freaking-tastic. There's no I in team, ladies and gentlemen. The way you become a great organization, the way you become a great team and win NFC West championships, and I'm talking about plural championships, is having the right people in the building. And I absolutely love what he said. I love it. Now, to me, one other thing that also stuck out to me was him saying he's going to be working hand in hand with the coaching staff. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, that's freaking fantastic there, ladies and gentlemen. That's absolutely fantastic. Work with the coaching staff. That's what you should be doing. I am tired of us picking players and not using them until a year later. I'm tired of it. Or players getting drafted, but they're not being used to their full potential or what they played in college. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. So I love exactly with what he said. Now, maybe he sold us a bag of goods, right? Maybe, right? Maybe. We don't truly know until we know. And we have his biggest test coming up yet. We got free agency. We got the draft. And not only the draft, ladies and gentlemen, we got some unrestricted free agents that are going to hit the open market. Who is he going to retain? Who truly wants to be here? Those are the biggest things here that we truly need to think about moving forward, right? So we truly need to look forward. So I love the idea of working hand in hand with the coaching department. Now, why is that somehow just sprout up out of nowhere? I don't know. That's how I would be running the ship if I was the GM or if I was the coach. I would have a very close relationship with the coaching staff, right? Coaching staff in the front office should be working hand in hand. Like, it makes sense. So there was that. Another big thing that stuck out to me was that Vance Joseph was going to be interviewing either today, I believe it's today, or sometime this week. They did allude the fact that the biggest thing that they want to do moving forward is obviously looking for the right head coach for this Arizona Cardinals, right? So there's that as well. So Vance Joseph is interviewing. Now, I know that everybody doesn't like the idea of Vance Joseph. I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware that a lot of people don't like the idea of Vance Joseph. I'm fully aware, ladies and gentlemen. But here's the truth of the nature. I agree. I agree. Vance Joseph shouldn't be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. I agree. 100% agree. I need some new blood, right? We did it with Monti Ossenfort. Let's bring it all in and let's see if we can get a fair chance, a fair crack at Sean Payton. If not Sean Payton, let's start hearing who else we're trying to interview, right? Because right now we got D'Amico Ryans that we've heard that we're interested in, Sean Payton, Flores, and there's one more person that for some reason is slipping my mind. But I guess those are the important ones, right? I guess the three important ones right there. Or Vance. My bad, Vance. I'm dumb. So Vance, D'Amico Ryans, Sean Payton, and Flores are the main ones that are going to be in consideration right now. Well, now that we got our head coach, now that we got our GM, now it's going to start expediting. Maybe we'll know our head coach by next week. Interviews are going to start happening this week. Maybe by the end of next week, we're going to start figuring out who the head coach is for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, let me give a big shout out to my guy, RV Davey. Quick reminder, if you guys do want to be a part of the show, this is the best way to do so, ladies and gentlemen, for you to super chat. There's 350 people in here right now. There's not a way that I can read everybody's comment. So let me get to RV Davey's super chat. He says, he talked about drafting down. Yes. I think that everything is put on the table, right? And he mentioned to it, right? He alluded to the fact that we are in a good position pertaining to draft capital and where we're at. We have a lot of draft picks as well as we have a very, very good draft spot. Now, he doesn't want to be in the third overall spot moving forward, right? Nobody does. Nobody wants to be in the third overall spot moving forward because that means you're a bad team that year. So I love it, right? I love it. Maybe we can trade down. Because if you truly think about it, trading down and accumulating more picks, there's nothing wrong with that. But to me, I feel like if there is an option for you to get Jalen Carter or Will Anderson, I think you need to go and get one of those two generational talents in my mind. Now, if for some reason they're picked off 1 and 2 and we're sitting with that 3rd overall spot with none of those people on the board, then I 100% agree. Trade back, let's accumulate picks, because then the Cardinals will be in the best position available with every single quarterback available at the 3rd overall spot. And I'm just saying, right? We're just kind of speaking metaphors at this very moment. The draft is right now sitting about 3 months away, so we got some time to kind of think about a lot of different stuff. Another thing that stuck out to me was obviously I put the ego, right? The ego check out the door. I put that twice on my list here because I think it's very important. Some people are saying that might be a shot to Kyler Murray. Maybe, right? We don't know. But I think the most important thing here moving forward is that we are going to be running a different ship, a different culture. And that's exactly what we need kind of moving forward. Another big thing is that we need accountability. Y'all, how many times have we preached on this channel? And I mean years on years on years about accountability and how we don't have accountability in this locker room. How many times? That's what we talked about verbatim, that there has been no accountability with the coaching staff that we currently, or that we did have. And now accountability is being out there. I think it's very important. It's obvious, right? When people mess up, when players don't do the right job, they should be held accountable to doing the right job. Because if you don't, they're going to keep messing up over and over and over again. And we've seen it. We're probably one of the biggest penalized teams back in 2022. We're one of the biggest penalized teams. Accountability is huge. And we need to get the right people in this locker room. That was huge to me as well. What's up, AZ Fan 1998? Appreciate the super chat. He says Sean Payton time. I hope so, man. I hope so. Well, right now, the next bit breaking news, I'm assuming, is going to be our head coach and who we're going to be bringing in for the 2023 season and the future. So we'll see. They also mentioned DeAndre Hopkins. Now, the DeAndre Hopkins topic was definitely obviously bounced around a lot. Like, they didn't want to answer it. But if you truly think about it, ladies and gentlemen, like, they didn't want to answer it, but do you blame them, right? Do you blame Michael Bidwell and the new GM for not wanting to answer it? I mean, I don't blame them, right? We don't truly know. We don't truly know what's going to happen with DeAndre Hopkins. We don't. Right now, it's all rumors. Right now, it's all, speculations. Hey, maybe he does want to move away, right? Maybe he does want to kind of, find a different spot with the opportunity of becoming an actual Super Bowl winner. Because if you think about it, most fans don't think that the Arizona Cardinals are in contention to win a Super Bowl next year. Most fans think of that. And from a lot of people on the outside looking in, the same thing. They don't think that we're Super Bowl contenders next year. So what does that tell DeAndre Hopkins? He's 30 years old. He's got, a few years left in his contract. Why not get the opportunity to go to a team that has the ability to, win a Super Bowl? But nothing was mentioned. And I agree in terms of why it wasn't mentioned, because we don't know, right? We don't know. Now, if he does get traded, don't blame this on Monti Ossenfort, because we knew dang well that the rumors have been before this man was even hired. So please do not blame this on Monti Ossenfort if he does get, traded out. It's probably something that DeAndre Hopkins wanted. And yes, he has a no trade clause, so it can't be initiated by the Cardinals anyways. What's up, Soul Pancakes? Appreciate the super chat. He says, sorry, he sounds like a yes man. And he said the things I expected. And Kaim said the same exact things about accountability and egos. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're right. But if you truly think about it this way, this is the way I like to think about it. And you're right. I think you're 100% right. What we saw in this press conference was very, very expected, right? It's very expected. But it's different when you're just hired in a job. It's different when you're just hired in the job and you're 2 or 3 years in. You want to have a level of, I want to prove myself. I want to be that executive of the year. I want to do this. I want to show this. I want to show that. The problem with Steve Keim is that he was doing the same things over and over and over again, and nobody was holding him accountable. That's the problem with Steve Keim. He just lost the way. Steve Keim just lost Sorry, I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what the heck happened, so I apologize. Going back to what I said, what I was talking about. No, I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. So the whole thing with Steve Keim to me was that accountability was a big thing, right? You're doing the same things over and over again, and nothing was holding him accountable. I never thought he was able to draft to begin with, and it was just kind of a dumpster fire. But I agree. I do agree. If people were saying that Keim stepped in, no, it's my internet went down. I appreciate you guys for rocking though. Let's see. BBH, he says, I won't trade DeAndre Hopkins if we don't get a first. I want the trade for him, but hopefully his replacement. No, I agree with that. I think a lot of fans want to get the first round pick for DeAndre Hopkins for sure. Everybody back? Can everybody hear me? Just FYI. We good? Let's see if we can get this good. Maybe froze the stream. No, it just internet went down. That's all it was. So I agree. I think a first round pick would be absolutely huge for the Arizona Cardinals to do so. But let's see what happens, right? But don't blame this. If he does get traded, don't blame this on Ossenfort, though, because we know darn well that he was going to get traded out to begin with. Appreciate everybody. Thanks, guys, for staying here. All right. Illadre says, I like that he came from two good organizations. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I like the idea that he came from two organizations as well. Obviously, right, he's mentioned a lot with the Patriot Way. I'm not the biggest fan of the Patriot Way, but I mean, if it's a winning way, then I guess that's all I really can kind of care about more than anything. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's exciting. What do you guys think about the whole Kyler Murray when he asked about Kyler Murray? What are your guys' thoughts about that? Because I know with Kyler Murray, right, a lot of people kind of mentioned to the fact in the chat below that, oh my God, that was a shot to Kyler Murray when he said no egos would be tolerated. Do you guys feel like that was a direct shot to Kyler Murray? Let me know in the chat here below, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know in the chat. So those are the big key takeaways. Obviously, he looked really nervous. That was one of the biggest things that people were talking about. Like, oh my God, he looks really, really nervous. Well, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, man, this guy has, of course he's going to feel nervous. I would be nervous as well. You got a job that really you can have every single thing is in your power to make this Cardinal organization go the right way. That's what this job is. Everything is being held to that. Like, you have so much power. Of course he's nervous. I would be nervous as heck as well. Right? So I don't blame the man for stuttering. I don't blame the man for having a sweat drip on his forehead, because let's be honest. If he doesn't do very well, you know who's coming after him, y'all. You know who's coming after him, because honestly, we've heard all the good things, right? We've heard a lot of the good things from him today. A lot of politically correct things, a lot of things that make it seem like, yeah, let's go, right? Future's going to be bright. I still personally think the future is going to be bright. I do. But we need to see what this offseason is going to look like. I think that's key, and one of the most important things moving forward is we need to take a look to see what this offseason is going to look like. A lot of free agents from the Arizona Cardinals, and we'll make a video about that here pretty soon. Who should we keep, who we shouldn't keep, that type of stuff. We'll make a video about it. As well as drafting. Oh, that's going to be important. Tell me right now, if Jalen Carter and Will Anderson is there at third overall, do you know how much people would be pissed off if he doesn't get him and the third overall pick? At least one of them. It's going to be a lot of people are going to be looking at his decisions. A lot of people are going to be looking at his decisions. So yeah, I mean, nervous is definitely an understatement in terms of what he would be feeling, right? But kind of going back to this BBH super chat, I do agree with getting a first round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. This man has missed 8 games this year, and is still has as many yards as he did. DeAndre Hopkins is it. He is a great wide receiver, and he still is. Now, are we going to get a first overall pick for him? Probably not, right? Are we going to get anything in the top 10? Probably not, because teams value those picks so high. But maybe a late first rounder, maybe a mid first rounder, heck, right? Maybe. We don't know. But if DeAndre Hopkins does get traded, this isn't on Monti Ossenfort. This was something that was already talked about for this was something already talked about for weeks already now, that he might get moved off of. So FYI, all 268 people in here right now, it's not on Monty if he does get traded out. It's because he probably wanted it and initiated to get out. But I think it's very important, the fact that also Michael Bidwell mentioned the fact that we're not looking for a Band-Aid fix, right? We're not looking for a quick fix, which I feel like Steve Keim was very, very quick fixy, right? He didn't focus on offensive line, but what he did was he tried to bring in some free agents that worked at one point, but he tried to make them the Band-Aid fix. Like, that's what it is, right? I like that he said we're looking for a long-term solution to win NFC West championships. Ooh, that's exciting. Oh, that's great right there. That's fantastic. Because we all, as Cardinal fans, have longed for an opportunity for us to be a consistent team. Right? That's what we want. Consistency is number one. That's the biggest thing we want as Cardinal fans. Consistency. So the third overall pick right now that we're sitting at is crucial. This free agency market is crucial. How is he going to handle the Kyler Murray situation? That's another thing that nobody's really talking about. How is that going to happen, right? Because we had some people talking about, oh, well, Colt McCoy is in a one-year deal, so he's going to come back. If a new head coach comes in here and says Colt McCoy isn't my guy, then Colt McCoy isn't going to be the backup quarterback to Kyler Murray. It's what it is. So who's going to be that guy? Are we going to draft a quarterback, right? Not in the first round, not in the second round, but are we going to draft a quarterback? Are we going to be bringing a free agent in? Maybe somebody like, Case Keenum, like kind of like that type of quarterback that's going to be a bridge quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Like, are we that's a very big important question as well. Because if Kyler Murray misses the first, like, let's say worst case scenario, right? Well, I guess the worst case scenario is going to be him not being there for the rest of the season. But like right now we have an estimate time of Kyler Murray coming back in October, which is still a very long time. Now, they haven't told us mid-October, the beginning of October, or late October. They haven't told us. They haven't told us anything about that. So if, let's say, for example, Kyler Murray only misses 3 games, we need a bridge quarterback for those 3 games. If he misses 7 games, because that's what should take us throughout the October, that's a lot of games in the season. That's a lot of games in the season. So there's a lot to kind of unfold here. A lot to unfold here. I know a lot of people are saying things like, hey, he's saying the right things. He's saying the right things. Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's better than the alternative, right? Him saying the wrong things like that, then we will all be mad, right? It's better than the alternative. For all the new people in here right now, definitely do me a huge favor. Subscribe and join the family. If you do subscribe, you're able to chat here in the chat below, just FYI, and also smack the like button on this video. Helps me out, helps the channel grow out as well. So definitely subscribe it up and smack that like button. Yeah, well, that's the next question, right? That's the next question. Who's going to be the next head coach? That's the next question. Who's going to be the next head coach? And that's a big, big, big assignment to have for a guy that just came on today. It's going to be a big assignment for him. It's going to be a big, big assignment for him. Jim Harbaugh has actually decided to go back to Michigan. Just FYI, ladies and gentlemen. He has decided to go back to Michigan. So that sucks. Did y'all know that Sean Payton's interviewing today with the Denver Broncos? Did y'all know that Sean Payton is interviewing today with the Denver Broncos? Did y'all know that? Because it's happening today. Sucks. And this is one of the main reasons why I wanted Cliff Kingsbury gone and not wait till the end of the season, because I wanted to be the first one to jump on the opportunity with getting an interview with Sean Payton. So we're going to know here pretty soon, right? Or at least maybe within the next few hours, if Sean Payton is going to be the guy for the Denver Broncos, because Sean Payton is interviewing with the Denver Broncos today. And I believe yesterday he interviewed with the Texans, which I don't get the days, but it was a report that came out from Ian Rappaport saying that the Texans interviewed him on Monday. Like, what the heck? I don't get it. So we heard a lot of good things, right? We heard a lot of good things. We also heard, a lot of not very happy people in the chat. But I think the best thing to do right now as Cardinal fans, and I get it, a lot of us are feeling some type of way because this Arizona Cardinals organization has never picked the right anybody, right? So I get with the feeling of Cardinal fans being a little, I get it. But I truly think that we need to give this guy an opportunity to do well. That's what I think. Now, that's just an opinion of a fan. You can take that as you will, right? I mean, you can either agree or disagree. I mean, that's up to you guys. But I think the truth of the nature here is that the Arizona Cardinals, Michael Bidwell seems happy about him. He said a lot of the right things. I love the accountability thing. I think that was awesome. I love the no egos. I love that. I think that was awesome. So Monti Ossenfort, in a nutshell, sounded pretty darn good to me. But we're going to know within the next 2 or 3 months here pretty soon. Either people are going to be on this Monti Ossenfort train or they're not going to be on this train. We're going to know here pretty soon. So I'm excited. I got some people in the chat here saying K1's. I don't think Kyler Murray is going anywhere. Do y'all? Do you think Kyler Murray is going anywhere? I don't think Kyler Murray is going anywhere personally. We need a decent backup. I agree. You trust Bidwell. You're a brave man. Well, it's not that the fact that I trust Bidwell, but here's the situation, right? And I think we've said this on multiple streams. We're kind of fall victim to billionaires, right? It's their decisions, but either we can be mopey and not accept this, right? Or we can just accept it and see how it plays out. That's the way I like to look at it. Now, for me with Cliff Kingsbury, he's run his course, right? And that's the reason why I was so angry and upset about Cliff Kingsbury and the Steve Keim era, is because we're seeing the same things for the last 4 years and nothing was being changed. That's why my anger was so much towards them, because nothing was happening towards them. They were almost doing mistake after mistake after mistake and nothing was being done. So this is a new guy, right? Fresh. Because let's be honest, most Cardinal fans wanted to go externally, right? They wanted to get a hire externally. We got to hire externally. So I guess my question would be, what would have made you guys happy, right? What would have made the Cardinal fans that aren't happy about this signing, what would have made you guys happy? Because I think this is at least an opportunity to try, right? Let's see what happens. Cardinals are used to being abused. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you. I feel the same type of way. But to me is, hey, this is a step in the right direction, right? We moved off of what we knew wasn't working. Steve Keim wasn't working. And most Cardinal fans knew that he wasn't working 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm not going to give a pats on back for Michael Bidwell when he should have technically done this a while ago. Steve Keim wasn't working, and we know darn well he wasn't working. Cliff Kingsbury, he wasn't working after year 2, and I already knew that. Unfortunately, we were seeing progression, and unfortunately, we have a lot of Cardinal fans out there that are like, oh my God, progression, which we knew darn well that it was going to give eventually. Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury, their relationship, it got poisonous. It got toxic. So, I mean, yeah, that's just kind of the way that it is at this very moment. Here we go. Super chat coming in here right now. We got no F's given. Appreciate the super chat, brother. He says, you can't please everyone, Mike. No one can. Yeah. And I think that's kind of where we're at as well, right? So yeah, I agree with you. No F's given 100%. I think my question would be to a lot of Cardinal fans that like this is what we wanted externally, hire externally. Would you have wanted a GM that's been a GM before, that is stuck in his ways? Or do you want a guy that's hungry? Do you want a guy that wants to prove that he can do this, that everybody has looked over him, right? With a chip on his shoulder. That's who I want. A guy that's been looked over many times, a guy that knows the job, but he's never got the opportunity, a guy that's grateful for the opportunity, that will not let this job, this moment slip. That's who I want. The guy that's hungry, the one who has the eye of the tiger. That's who I want. And what I've heard from Monti Ossenfort, and yes, I agree, it might be, politically correct to say all these things that he said. But I mean, if you truly think about it, well, what more do we want as Cardinal fans? I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for a new era. I'm excited for possibly new uniforms coming into the season and a new head coach. Let's go. That's what we want. What's up, Alex? Appreciate the super chat. He says, as long as Monty doesn't do the best player available and does the best player for us, no problems for me. Boom. 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 That's smart. Because this right here is actually very, very smart. And I appreciate you, Alex, for sending this in a contribution. Best player available, and a lot of people don't understand this, but it's subjective to somebody's opinion. That's what best player available is. It's subjective. Your best player available, 235 people, is different than my best player available. Am I right or am I wrong? So we were subjective. We were held victim to seeing what Steve Keim's best player available was. And it just didn't work for the coaching staff, right? Coaching staff didn't want to play him for a year. They put him in a completely different, wrong position to go for. So I agree. Best player for us. Who's going to be the guy coming out of the draft that wants it? Who wants to be great? Who wants to win as a team? That's who we need to bring in. It's bigger than people think. And it's so funny because it doesn't seem like a big thing, but it's probably one of the most important things you can actually ask for as far as building a team. You don't want to bring in a young kid that thinks he knows it all, right? That's toxic within the locker room. You don't want to bring that type of energy in this locker room. And I get it, right? Is Mike talking about Kyler? I'm not talking about Kyler specifically. I'm just generalizing a specific type of person. You don't want that type of person within your locker room. You don't. That wasn't a shot to Kyler, by the way. It was just a type of player that we just don't need. I think Kyler will do better. At least I hope, right? I'm still curious to figure out who is going to be coming in as our next head coach. I think that's one of the most important things that we can do moving forward, right? Who is our next head coach? That's the people in the chat saying Brian Flores, right? Brian Flores is going to be the next head coach. I'm not 100% convinced that because Ossenfort was with the Patriots for as long as he was, that the next head coach has to be Brian Flores. I'm not convinced of that. Like, I truly am not convinced of it. If it happens, okay, right? I would have rather picked somebody different. But to me, at this very moment, I think Sean Payton needs to be the guy that will change everything that's been happening in this yucky season. Yeah, I see the comment there. Flores will clash with K1. Oh, absolutely. But I mean, here's the thing too, right? Do you think Kyler Murray would have gotten along with BA? Right? I don't know. Maybe not. But accountability definitely needs to be something where there needs to be a fine line of doing accountability as well as being able to coach. Now, if we bring in another coach in here like a Sean Payton and Kyler Murray is still doing that to Sean Payton, y'all, it's cooked. I think Sean Payton can also help Kyler Murray grow. I think I also agree with that. What's up, brother? Appreciate the super chat. He says Monty does know best for us versus best available. Does know best for us versus best available. I hope so, right? I mean, I sure hope so. I think most people right now also love to kind of jump the gun, right? We want to jump the gun. He's not the big flashy name that was out there, but sometimes that's what you needed, right? Because if you think about it, Sean McVay, right? The name of Sean McVay when he first got hired, we were like, cool. Okay, that's awesome. When he got hired with the Rams, who would have known that he was going to be one of their best head coaches, right? Kind of the same concept. Maybe sometimes you need that outside perspective, that underdog to really get this Cardinals organization into the right level of the right way, right? Maybe that's what we needed. Next super chat coming in here. Appreciate you. JK Gamer, what's going on, brother? He says, late on this stream, but are we still contenders for Peyton still? As of right now, yes. As of right now, yes. Now, there was a stream that I did yesterday pertaining to when Sean Payton did speak to Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd ended up saying the fact that, Sean Payton said that there was 3 teams. There was 3 teams that he has interviews this week. Texans, the Denver Broncos, which is today, and then we also have the Panthers. So apparently, per Ian Rappaport, the Texans, they interviewed him yesterday. So they interviewed Sean Payton yesterday. Today is the Broncos, and then sometime this week it's going to be the Panthers. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals haven't reached out to schedule an interview with Sean Payton, which I'm only hoping and praying that we're going to be doing that soon now that we got our GM. Hopefully, fingers crossed. What's up, RV Davey? They need to evaluate Kyler with his attitude. I agree. Here we go. $20 bomb. What's up, Anish? Appreciate you, man. Dang. Thank you, man. Appreciate the super chat. He says this. Anderson is Von Miller of the draft, but Von became Von in an incredible franchise. We all know cards ain't where a young player can shine. Credible head coach makes or breaks this team. Peyton is not coming here. So who? Woo. Well, to be honest with you, I do agree with what you're saying. No, I 100% agree. Like, the Broncos have done more than the Arizona Cardinals organization has. I do agree with you there. I was really hoping Jim Harbaugh was going to be available. I was really, really hoping he would be available. If he doesn't do it, honestly, I would love the Arizona Cardinals to possibly go after the offensive coordinator from the Eagles, Shane Steichen, however you say his name. So I think that would be cool. I like what Ken Dorsey has done, but I know a lot of people don't like Ken Dorsey because it's just a name that's not very big. But Ken Dorsey has had relationships with Josh Allen, has helped him grow, has also worked with Cam Newton as well. So I like the idea of Ken Dorsey. Now, as of right now, I don't think the Cardinals have reached out to him. But if Shane Stricken, the offensive coordinator, I feel like that would be a good move for the Arizona Cardinals if they decide to go that route. But yeah, I agree with you that the Arizona Cardinals are not the Broncos. I agree with you there. I like Ken Dorsey. I truly do. He's my number 3 on my list of coaches. It was Sean Payton, if attainable, Jim Harbaugh, Ken Dorsey, Shane Steichen, D'Amico Ryans. That's who I would love. I haven't heard anything about Ken Dorsey. I did hear that I think the Panthers might have interviewed him, but that's kind of the extent of what I've heard. But yeah, I agree with you, though. I mean, yeah, kind of a dagger to the heart there, Anish. But yeah, I mean, I agree. The Broncos are much more credible of an organization. And Von Miller probably did get to the level of where he got to because of the defense that was put together, as well as the organization. So, I mean, I agree with you. Let's see here. Let's keep it going with the super chats. If we have any more, I don't see any more here. I believe in Kyler. I truly do. I still want to see him with the new coach. And I've said this verbatim. I've said this time and time again. There's still nothing that is changing my mind right now that I want Kyler Murray to succeed. I do. We just need the appropriate head coach to come in here and actually get him in the right path. That's what we need. That's what we need. And one thing that a lot of people don't talk about, or now they're talking about it, right? Now they want to talk about it. But Brian Dable or Brian DeBall, it's Dable, I think it's Dable. Brian Dable with Daniel Jones, look how magnificent he has made that guy's career now. People were talking about Daniel Jones last year like he was a bust. People last year were talking about Daniel Jones like this man was a bust. Brian Dable came in here and he has fixed that has fixed Daniel Jones. And now they're a playoff team. And now they made it into the second round. So, I mean, anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. Anything's possible here with this Arizona Cardinals. And we just got to get the right guy. And unfortunately for Cliff Kingsbury, although he looks like he's living it up in Thailand, right? Although he's living it up in Thailand right now. I mean, anything's possible. We just need to bring the right guy in here to get into the ear of Kyler Murray and say, hey, this is the direction that we want to take, right? We know we can do this. We know we can do this. So those are my big key takeaways for this press conference. Monti Ossenfort, the new general manager of the Arizona Cardinals, is here. And I'm excited. I'm curious to figure out how this is going to shake out. His moves are going to start soon. Very, very soon, his moves are going to start. Very, very, very soon. Unrestricted free agents, free agency, draft. DeAndre Hopkins. It's going to come up here pretty soon. A lot of people are going to be critical. A lot of people are going to see, right? Look at him with under a microscope. Somebody in the chat. Sheesh. I agree with you, Chance. I do agree with you. This is what we wanted. This is what we wanted, y'all. So we're here. We're here. I'm going to be following the obviously the Sean Payton moves very closely. If we get breaking news pertaining to Sean Payton signing with the Denver Broncos, then obviously we will have a completely different type of day. But as of right now, let's bask in the glory of what we know. And right now, what we know is that Ossenfort is going to be the general manager of the Arizona Cardinals moving forward. And that's just a huge W on its own, right? Huge W on its own. Let's take a look here. All right. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We will be ending the stream here right now. Thank you everybody for super chatted. Thank you everybody for rocking with me. Thanks everybody for smacking the like button. Thanks everybody for subscribing. All the new subscribers that have come here. I appreciate everybody for coming through. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everybody. We will probably most likely be doing more videos coming through. But as of right now, thank you everybody for tuning in. Hopefully everybody's excited about the 2023 season as I am. If not, I mean, well, we'll see, right? I know winning changes everything. But as of right now, thank you everybody for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cards.